there's a golden rule when it comes to making a TV or movie or just adapting a video game in any way, shape or form into another medium. The one thing you never ever say is, I did not play the original game. Or I did not play the games. I did not, play the source material. That is not what you say as the showrunner for a show. Sure enough, that's exactly what we got here. So the God of War Amazon series new showrunner says that he's not a gamer. And, better yet, also says... Give me a second while I find the exact quote, because I know I had it somewhere. Here we go. Right now, I'm working on an adaptation of... There's a video game called God of War. It's a big title in the gaming world. That Amazon ordered 2 seasons of. That's my new thing. When Tarkov points out that it's a daunting property, Moore replies, yeah, I'm not a gamer, so it's even more like I've never done this before. When asked if he's ever tried to play God of War, he adds, I've tried. I mean, I'm not a gamer. I took a stab at it, but I grew up in the arcade era where you go down and put your quarters in and bang on the buttons. I can do that. I'll play Defender or Asteroid, sure, bring it on. But the controllers now, press R1. Where's R1? Oh, I'm dead. It's not, that's, sure. Okay, a person can not be a gamer, but to some extent, you need to at least understand the story of the source material that you're adapting. The reason why I say you probably should is because we've seen what's happened with, and I'm going to bring up some old scars depending on who you are. If you're an Xbox gamer, you're not going to like what happened with the Halo TV show. God damn, the Halo TV show did not deserve to be released. It was getting a season 2 before getting ultimately cancelled. And time again, we've seen other examples of when video game properties were adapted into another medium, and because people say that they would proudly say, oh, I didn't play the games, resulted in a significantly poorer quality product that completely went out of their way to be nothing like the source material, because the main people who are going to be watching that show, that are going to be watching that movie, are most likely going to be fans of the original product. Now with God of War, on the other hand, we've got 2 ways we could go down this. Either you can do the sort of Greek era God of War, or you could do the Nordic era of God of War. And if you wanted to basically appeal to the most amount of people, ideally you would want to go for the modern God of War that we've got with the Nordic stuff, basically. Alright, the Nordic mythology. The pretty much God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. That's the ones you want to go for. If you want to go for the old heads and have a very specific idea in mind, then you'd probably go for the Greek stuff. Kratos going around ripping off heads and maiming gods in order to use their abilities to solve puzzles and make it look like it's kind of creative in that sense. But also, I feel like half the work for creating a God of War TV show or movie has already been done. It's just adapting the non-playable elements of these games, because there's a decent amount of cutscenes and it doesn't cut away or anything like that, to actually be able to, create an actual vision or a show with some episodes or a full feature-length movie that probably might need to be cut down a bit if you want to be able to cover as much of the story as you can. But the thing is that the blueprint is there, and for people who haven't played the game, they're not going to follow the blueprint. I mean, I think it's probably best to just, again, look at the Halo TV show as an example. So I'll just do a quick Google of that. 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. What the heck? Hold on, was there actually a was there a season 2? No, I refuse to believe there was a season 2 of this show. Because people hated Maki. That's one character everyone hated in the Halo TV show. Oh, there was 2 seasons. Okay, wait, then what happened to season 3? Or did they just just think, nah, we're not doing it. Oh yeah, they did have 2 seasons. God damn. Okay, well that sucks. Anyway, I feel bad for everyone involved, if I'm being completely honest. There was absolutely no reason to have ever created it, because again, the whole idea of like the Halo TV show was everything that was happening in the Halo TV show was during the Silver timeline and therefore had nothing to do with the games. But then if it has nothing to do with the games, why on earth make a TV show anyways? At all, in any way, shape or form? Why on earth would you ever do anything with Halo ever again? Why on earth is Master Chief taking his helmet off every 5 seconds? Why are there incredibly hated original characters like Maki, for example? You know, like, you're going down a completely different path in order to make it a completely different universe. But the thing is that you can't really do that with something like God of War. Sure, different mediums can have different adaptations of stories and things like that, but the people who know God of War pretty much due to Greek or Nordic myth, basically. So I'm interested to hear and see what the heck is going to happen and how this whole thing is going to go forward, because again, the idea of unwittingly kicking the hornet's nest here is basically the fact that when you say something like that on the internet, people are going to go off on social medias, and without a shadow of a doubt, I'm pretty sure that's absolutely going to be the case. Hell, the fact that I'm even making this video right now talking about it is very much a sign of that. Me showing some level of distrust towards the showrunner who is actually putting everything together. I am showing my dissatisfaction with the fact that he said he did not, play through the not even the original, just any of the God of War games, that he's not trying to understand the source material, and that's kind of where things come down. If you don't understand the original source material, I keep saying original, what I should be saying is source material. If you don't understand the source material, you will get something like the Halo TV show, and ain't nobody want none of that. But with all that being said, however, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. And with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.